been there too much yet, but that is on the list of places I have to go visit at some point.
Perfect, Wade. So welcome to the brunch. I know this is the first time here. Don't worry, I will guide you. So, okay. First of all, I have to say congratulations because after almost 30 years and something, WWE is just like almost goes there to Wales. So, are you excited? Tell me about your feelings.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I'm a little older than a lot of people who will be watching this. I was born in 1980, but in 1992, it was a massive event when SummerSlam came to the UK. They wrestled at Wembley Stadium, and my hero, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, was the big victor, won the Intercontinental Championship in the main event against Bret the Hitman Hart. Mm-hmm. And you're right, it's been 30 years since they've come over and done a big stadium show. This time it's going to be in Cardiff, Wales. Clash at the Castle, September the 3rd. It's absolutely huge. The British fans, of which I include myself, have been crying out, wanting an event like this for so long. Finally, they're getting it, and it could not be any more exciting for the Brits.
Okay, wait. I need a few seconds to translate to the people. Is that okay for you?
Okay. Of course, yeah. You do your thing.
Okay. A ver, gente, pues ya saben, nos arrancamos con todo. Yo le pregunté a Wade que qué onda, que cómo se sentía, porque más o menos después de 30 años, pues ya iba a regresar WWE. Y nada más y nada menos que, bueno, con Clash of the Castle. Me dijo, yo estoy súper emocionado, porque como tú lo dijiste, después de 30 años, ahora va a ser en Cardiff. Y la cuestión es que yo también soy un fan, así que yo también la voy a pasar demasiado bien. Entonces, ahora sí, vámonos con todo. So, I told you at the beginning, this is a brunch show, so in Mexico, we love food and everything. And, for example, a morning for me now is just like a normal tea, and after I'm going to work out and everything, and maybe in a few minutes, I'm going to take a breakfast. So, I want to know, how is the morning in the life of Wade?
Okay, well, I'm in Los Angeles right now, so it's still pretty early. It's 10 a.m., so I've kind of just had a workout and had some breakfast. So I rolled out of bed. I make myself oatmeal with chocolate protein powder. I stir it up. That gives me some good carbohydrates and some protein. Then I have either a black coffee or a pre-workout energy drink with some caffeine. And then I go pump iron it. I have a home gym here in my garage. So I go and work out. So that's my usual plan when I'm not traveling with WWE. When I'm sat at home, that's what I do. I go and work out. Get it out the way early.
What time you wake up? Normally?
Today I woke up about 7 a.m. Usually I'm kind of operating on East Coast time though. So 7 a.m. here is 10 a.m. over on the East Coast. So I have to kind of stay on in my head, at least the East Coast time. So usually around 7-ish, I kind of wake up when I'm in Los Angeles. If I'm over on the East Coast though, more like 10.
Okay. Okay, perfect. A ver, pues ahorita ya saben, la pregunta forzada del día siempre es, ¿qué onda? ¿Cómo es una mañanita en la vida de Wade? Y me dijo, bueno, pues la verdad es que es muy fácil. Yo me despierto todos los días súper temprano a las 7 de la mañana. Él se toma primeramente como un batido de proteína con chocolate. You said chocolate, right?
Yeah, chocolate. I like that.
Chocolate. Yeah. Proteína con chocolate. Y después de eso, se toma algo para poder entrenar. Un café o lo que sea para poder hacer su rutina. Y... So, which kind of, you said you train in your garage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how many hours?
Maybe for an hour and a half, and I probably do that 4 or 5 days a week, depending on my travels, yeah.
But I can imagine that you eat very clean, right?
Sometimes, not always. I mean, I like to cheat too. I mean, I try my best to eat clean when I can. So then when it's time to have a party and have some beers and things like that, I can go splurge and have fun. So, I don't always eat completely straight, especially now that I'm not in the ring. Nobody's looking at my physique anymore. When I was in the ring, in a little pair of trunks, everyone was looking at my physique. I wanted nice abs, and I loosen up a little these days, so it's not quite as strict as it used to be.
What is your favorite cheat meal?
Oh, favorite cheat meal. If I have to pick one, I will go with fish and chips. which I'm a very stereotypical Brit. It's very unhealthy. It's essentially, if people aren't familiar with it, it's fried fish in batter, cod, always cod, and big, thick fries is what you would call them out here.
Ay, qué rico.
Yeah. Very, very English. I don't know if they really have that in Mexico. I don't see it too often in the US. They try and do it. They usually do it quite badly in the US. But when I go home to the UK, I get the original stuff. I don't know if you've been over to the US and had Mexican food over here. I imagine it's probably quite different to the Mexican food you get over in Mexico. So that's kind of a theme, right?
I've been in Iceland, so I tried fish and chips in Iceland.
Okay.
It was not the best, I have to confess.
I'll tell you, I've not met many people who aren't from Britain who like fish and chips. Most people turn their nose up at it. Brits know we love it. We've been raised on it, and to us, it's a taste of home.
But I have to confess something. In Ensenada, Tijuana, here in Mexico, north of Mexico, they create a taco. It's kind of fish and chips. You have no idea. It's super delicious. You should try it.
I will take your word. I've never been to Tijuana. I've been all over Mexico. Tijuana is one place I haven't got to. I know it's just south of San Diego, if I recall correctly.
Exactly.
So I heard it's a good party town. I might be a little too old for that now. Maybe 15, 20 years ago, Tijuana might have been a lot of fun for me. I don't know.
No. Tijuana is not the best place. I mean, like, it's a great city too. But for food, oh my God, Tijuana is one of the best places in Mexico. But Ensenada is that kind of taco, like fish taco with fish, as you said. But they add as well, like fries. And they add avocado, guacamole, and some like tomato, onion. Oof, it's super yummy.
I can see you're excited. I have to try it. If I make it down there, I will try the fish and chip tacos.
I'm
Combination
hungry,
of Britain and Mexico. I like it.
Yeah. And after that, you will share a post with us, because it will be an honor to say, like, I told you, Wade.
I will indeed. I'll tag you in.
Ok. A ver, perdón, gente. Ya, me fui con él en toda la comida porque tengo hambre, porque ya saben que a mí me encanta comer y porque me encantan los tacos de pescado. Entonces yo le pregunté que cómo era un desayuno normal para él y me dijo, bueno, ya les dije esa parte. Después le dije que cuál era su cheat meal favorita. O sea, no sé cómo se dice cheat meal, pero él me dijo pescado y papas, fish and chips. Aquí en Latinoamérica, en México y en Latinoamérica no lo conocemos. Yo solamente le dije, hay un taquito que tienes que probar en Tijuana que está súper delicioso. Y él me dijo, bájalo. La siguiente vez que yo vaya a México, voy a ir a Tijuana, me voy a echar un taco y te voy a postear un post porque eso va a merecer un de cheers. Muy bien. So, now, I'm so hungry. That's why I'm talking about food like very excited.
I'm getting hungry now. I wasn't until you started talking about it.
So I want to share with you, in Mexico, we love food, and the best food for us, I think, is the breakfast. We have a very, very heavy breakfast. So we have like eggs with chilaquiles, with beans, with fruit, oatmeal, orange juice, and coffee. It's like a heavy one, but it's really delicious. But I know that you're from there, I mean, UK. I want to know, how is a regular breakfast for you?
Yeah, it's probably pretty similar. If I'm going over there visiting on a vacation, then we have what's called a fry-up, or an English breakfast, which again, it's fried eggs, it's fried bacon, fried sausages, baked beans, rounds of toast. So it's not particularly healthy, but again, it's like a cheap breakfast. So it's not one I would have every day. I have my healthy breakfast that I have most of the time, but then we have, when we like to splurge and go on vacations, things like that, we have the English breakfast that I love that too. That's right up in my list of favorite meals.
Yeah, me too. A few years ago, I used to live in Argentina, and I'm used to eat this kind of breakfast. It's normal for me. I'm Mexican. So I arrived there at 9 a.m. or something, and I was like super hungry, and they say like, yeah, we want to invite you a breakfast. And I was like, yeah. They invite me a coffee like this and a bread like this. And it was like, do you like it? And it was like, what are these scrambled eggs?
Where's the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a lot of food in the morning.
Yeah,
it's important. I'm a big guy. I'm 250 pounds, so I can eat a lot. It helps in wrestling to have a little size to you. So I wouldn't do well in Argentina. Apparently, I've not been there yet. I do want to go to Buenos Aires and go watch some soccer down there, but maybe I'll skip the breakfast.
Yeah, or maybe we should find a Mexican place or UK place or something.
Yeah, that might be. Or maybe we'll set one up.
Sí, mejor.
Show
That's
them how
better.
it's done.
It's a plan now.
All right, good deal.
Muy bien. Pues estuvimos hablando ahorita de que la vez que yo viví en Argentina no es un desayuno tan... La verdad es que ustedes comen poquito, chicos, que me estén viendo en Argentina. Y él me dijo, bueno, la siguiente vez que vaya me voy a esquipear, o sea, voy a saltarme el desayuno. Le dije, no, mejor vamos. Y él me dijo, no, vamos a hacerlo. Vamos a hacer algo mejor. Y él me comentó que en UK, en Reino Unido, desayunan igual que en México. O sea, huevitos, frijolitos, la salchicha, eso no desayunamos acá, pero un desayuno fuerte y contundente. Muy bien. So now let's talk about your life in Wales, because I know that you used to live there with your family. How was it? What is the thing that you miss the most, and how is a day in Wales?
Okay, well, I've been gone a long time from England or Wales, where I used to live. I've been gone 15 years. So I'm at the point now where I don't miss too much because the US feels like home now, and it always feels a little different when I go back to the UK. But of course, I miss my family and all my friends there. I've got a lot of friends still in Cardiff. I was there about 2 months ago visiting and went out for a few beers and a meal with the guys. Saw my parents and my brother and nephews and all that stuff. So I missed that. Really, Wales and England aren't too much different, if I'm perfectly honest. They're very, very similar countries. Scotland is very similar too. It's a very small island of Great Britain, and the differences aren't that great. But I'd say the thing I like most about Wales is the open countryside. There's a lot of mountains there, a lot of beaches. The weather's usually terrible, so a lot of rain, and I like rain too. I don't do too well in the heat, but probably the open space is what I miss the most.
Yes. Bueno, le pregunté ahorita que cómo era un día normal en Wales, porque él en Gales, in Spanish is Wales is Gales.
Okay. I know in French it's Pays du Gal, so that's pretty similar. Gales, Pays du Gal is quite similar.
Pays du Gal. Okay. Here is Gales. So.
Okay, Gales.
Bueno, le pregunté acerca de, yo sé que él estuvo hace muchísimo tiempo viviendo allá, que cómo era un día regular para él. Me dijo, la verdad es que es muy normal, o sea, se parece mucho a Reino Unido, entonces no hay gran diferencia. Lo que sí es que extraño a mi familia y esas cosas porque ellos están por allá. So, I know, let's play a game. I know that you mentioned already that Wales is full of nature and everything. But do you know that it's one of the 4 UNESCO heritage sites? Sites world-class adventure experiences?
I did not. You said there's only 4 in the world? I thought there would be more than that. I'm surprised. Okay. Well,
it's the 4. It's the number 4.
It's the number. It's the 4th. It's ranked the 4th best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What was that like? Brecon, the Brecon Beacon, Snowdonia. There's some really nice mountain ranges in.
Right.
Things like that. They love it out there. Yeah. So.
I love nature, food, nature, movies, wrestling. I mean, they're my favorite. So next time, if I go there, you should be my guide.
Okay, I mean it's quite the flight. That's the only problem with Wales. It's a long flight from here, but it is worth it, especially if you tie in different parts of the UK, different visits. I'll absolutely be your guide over there. We'll coordinate our schedules. You should go over for Clash at the Castle then.
Yeah,
they'll roll out the red carpet for you.
Por favor, please.
They'll get you a nice box at the stadium. You go there, you'll be wined and dined. You'll have a great time. Go out partying in Cardiff afterwards. Hit Caroline Street, get yourself a kebab. Go hit Brains Brewery. I know Cardiff inside out. I grew up there, so I love that place. I'm really disappointed that I'm not on Clash at the Castle because I would love to be there doing promotion, going visiting the bars and hanging out and seeing everybody again. But you're going to have a great time if you do go over there. I promise you that. Great party city.
Yeah, I want to go there. Well, hopefully soon.
Muy bien. I agree.
Muy bien. Pues a ver, ahorita estábamos hablando acerca de que le pregunté si sabía que era uno de los 4, el número 4, de que la UNESCO dijo que era el mejor lugar para tener experiencias de aventura. Así que yo tengo que ir a Wales, a Gales, para tener ese tipo de experiencias. Él me dijo, sí, está padrísimo, pero tienes que ir a Clash of the Castle. Y yo le dije, bueno, pues ojalá me manden, ¿verdad? Básicamente a eso nos resumimos todo esto. And do you know some words in Welsh language?
Yeah, so I learned a little bit when I was younger. The Welsh language isn't very common. Everyone in Wales mainly speaks English, but there are some small pockets of areas that they still speak Welsh. So I learned a little bit in school. I didn't learn it for very long, just a few years, and then I kind of focused a bit more on French. But yeah, I know a little bit. I can. Let me have a think. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right. This is something I remember from being a kid. Okay. Rydw i'n hoffi bwrdd sgledrio.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so difficult.
That means, yeah, they have different sounds and letters in that language. Some very strange sounds you've got to make if you speak Welsh. That means I like skateboarding. Rydw i'n hoffi bwrdd sgledrio. There's a place in Wales. There's a town, like I live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
NXT is filmed in Orlando. You've all heard of London. You've all heard of Cardiff. You've all heard of Manchester. There is a place in Wales that is the longest place name in the world. And this is the name. It's a very small town, but this is the name of it. Llanfair pwll gwingich goch gerich and drubble llantysilio go go goch. I am not lying. That's the name of a little town in Wales. And not many people can say that. You can look it up online. It's like that long, really long on the screen. But yeah, that's the name of the town.
Wow!
Llanfair, Pwll Gwingich, Goch Gerich and Drubble, Llantysilio, Go Go Go. That's my party trick, by the way.
It's so difficult.
Yeah. It took me forever to learn how to say it. By the time you've said the fourth syllable, you've forgotten what the first one was.
Wait. Gente, estábamos hablando ahorita acerca de cómo era una palabra en Gales, en galesiano, más o menos. Y él me dijo, bueno, ya me dijo una que era como, a mí me gusta mucho el skateboarding, el de patinar en patineta, pues. Y yo le dije, ok. Y me dijo, pero espérate, hay una ciudad, la ciudad más, es muy pequeña, pero tiene el nombre más largo del mundo. ¿Quieren escucharlo otra vez? Ahí viene el nombre más largo del mundo. So, wait, can you repeat, please, again, the longest name of that city?
Longest name of a town, I think, in the world is Llanfair, Pwll Gwingich, Goch Gerich, and Drubble, Llantysilio, Go Go Goch. Can you say it?
Can I try it?
Give it a go.
Okay. So it's, can you repeat just the first part first, please?
Llanfair, Pwll.
Llanfair, Pwll.
Goch.
Let
me start this again. Llanfair, Pwll.
Llanfair, Pwll.
Goch Gerich and Drubble.
Goch Gerich and Drubble.
Llantysilio.
Llantysilio.
Go Go Goch.
Go Go Goch.
That's the easy bit at the end. Go Go Goch.
That's my favorite.
You got it though.
Muy bien, ya lo sabemos.
I'm impressed. You've got good accents.
Too. He's very sounds like Viking.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of Vikings were there at one point, all over the UK. I think that's probably why I'm tall, actually. I'm very tall for a British person. I think I've got some Viking genetics, I assume.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're I saw you're 2 meters or something almost.
Yeah, so I'm just under. I think I'm 1.98 meters, which is 6 feet 6 inches is my height.
Don't worry. Here in Latin America and Mexico, we use meters.
Okay, that's like the European way.
Sí, like around the world.
We're on the same page.
Sí. A ver, pues, mide 1.98. No me acuerdo cuánto me dijo en pies, no nos importan los pies porque aquí no usamos pies. Entonces es un grandote que viene de los vikingos. Por eso es tan grande y tan fuerte y por eso habla también el galesiano. El galés, bueno, si ustedes me pueden corregir, está bueno. Now, sorry, we talk a lot before jumping in WWE, but I have a few questions before that, okay?
Okay.
Because I
Go
know that you become a marine biologist. So,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's amazing. Can you explain us, or can you share with us your the story, and what are you most passionate about? This.
Okay, so yeah, I grew up in the UK and I went to the University of Liverpool, and I studied marine biology there. It's always something that I've been fascinated by as a kid. Actually, there's a John Steinbeck, a very famous American author. He wrote a book about 100 years ago now called The Log from the Sea of Cortez. Which Sea of Cortez in Mexico, obviously off the Baja Peninsula. He went down there with a marine biologist friend of his, and he toured around and took some observations, saw what species were living there. And I read that book when I was younger, and it really inspired me to start studying marine biology and take it a bit more seriously. So I got my degree in marine biology. Not too long after that, I ended up taking up professional wrestling, getting signed by WWE and brought over to the US. But still to this day, I have a fascination with marine biology. I like going snorkeling. I was in Cabo San Lucas not too long ago, snorkeling around there, checking out the Sea of Cortez, seeing what's going on down there. And I'm having some conversations with a production company at the moment about doing a marine biology TV show. So I hope that comes off. It's a big passion of mine. I'd like to do that alongside the stuff I do with WWE and NXT, and I really like to kind of focus a bit more on the conservation aspects of marine biology, the things that we're doing to destroy the oceans, what we can maybe do to try and help it. So I think we have some issues there we can look at, and I'd like to do a TV show based on something along those lines.
Wow. Wow. Now you're kind of a Viking Popeye. You remember that?
I think I'm more like Bluto than Popeye. I got the beard and the deep voice and ugly face. I'm Bluto, not so much Popeye.
No. I mean, no, but oh my God, you are awesome. You're really smart as well, and you have a lot of treasures there.
Okay.
I'm really impressive.
Okay.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Because really, I really admire to the people that you're passionate about wrestling and you're so good. And now, for example, with this new step that you're commentating NXT and everything, you're so great as well. But this part that you love oceans and you study biology, and it makes me feel like, wow, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, we're all well-rounded people. I think sometimes on WWE, people think this is just what we are, the character they see presented on WWE TV. And most of us have a kind of outside life away from the cameras of things we're interested in. There really are some very interesting people behind the scenes that I'm sure you're going to get them on your show all eventually, and you can dig deeper and find out all the little secrets that people have and what makes them tick away from the WWE world.
Yay. Muy bien, bueno, pues a ver, ahí les va. Les puedo asegurar que no sabían que güey es biólogo marino. ¿Cómo lo ven? Él me dijo que empezó a estudiar en Londres, en Liverpool, porque leyó un libro. Sorry again. What is the name of the author of the book that you mentioned?
Oh, it's John Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck. Okay.
Famous U.S. author, yeah. And the book is The Log from the Sea of Cortez.
Muy bien. John Steinbeck.
Steinbeck.
Muy bien. pues él leyó el libro cuando era niño del Mar de Cortés, como la longitud del Mar de Cortés, y desde ahí se quedó enamorado y dijo, no, yo quiero hacerlo. Pero justamente cuando terminó la carrera, él empezó su carrera también como, pues como luchador. Entonces, pues se le complicó un poco esta situación de poderlo seguir, pero ¿qué creen? Que le acaban de proponer también un nuevo proyecto para poder hacer un programa acerca del mar, ¿no? Y para poder defenderlo eso también con WWE, así que estaría increíble. Ahora que va a saltar del ring al mar, eso está impresionante. So, I know, I told you, you're full of surprises. I know that you're an actor as well. So you've been in a couple of movies.
That's right. That was something I always enjoyed doing. I got an opportunity in 2012 to be in a WWE Studios movie. Really enjoyed the experience. I knew when I finished that and came back to wrestling at some point, I wanted to do some more acting, and I've been very fortunate. I took time away from WWE in 2016, and I was gone for 4 years. And in that time, I did, I think, 3, maybe 4 movies, kind of action-type movies. I did 1 horror film, too. Really love acting. It's great fun, and there's a lot of what we do in WWE is performance and character and being an entertainer, and a lot of that really ties into movies, especially action films where I'm fighting and beating people up and getting beaten up, which obviously I was very good at in my career. I got beat up a lot. So, acting and action films really ties in well. And I think you've seen The Rock. The Rock is the biggest star in Hollywood, Dwayne Johnson. And we're all kind of following in his slipstream. He's opened up a lot of opportunities for WWE people to go out there and perform in Hollywood movies, independent movies, and have this kind of outside life again, away from WWE, where you can do other things. And that's the brilliance of WWE, how they train you to be an entertainer, to be well-rounded, and open a lot of doors in the entertainment world for all of us. So I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, I have to tell that is one of my dreams as well. I mean, here in Mexico, I was an actress, and it would be, amazing for me. And as well, I'm a horror and sci-fi writer.
Okay, nice. Good deal. Maybe you should write a movie and we'll both be in it. I've done a little horror before. I can be scary when I need to.
But which kind of movie was it?
It was called Fanged Up. I played a Russian prisoner. I had to put on a Russian accent, and I had to play a Russian prisoner who was getting attacked by vampires, and it was my job to try and go out and kill the vampires.
Oh, nice!
It
Vampires!
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, yeah. It was a prison taken over by vampires, and I was one of the prisoners who was about to get eaten, and I had to fight them off.
Oh my God!
Called Fanged Up. It might be hard to find. I think it was a UK only release, but it was called Fanged Up. There's a bit of comedy in there too. But yeah, very different experience and a lot of fun.
I want to watch that movie right now.
I don't know if it's out in Mexico. You might have to hunt high and low to get that.
I will. I'm good sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes
I'm
if I want
terrible with technology. I can't advise you where to go and find it. I'm not good with technology. I'm good with a pencil and a piece of paper. That's my strong.
But just share with me if you have time the name, and I'm going to look for that.
Okay, the name of the movie is Fanged Up.
Fanged Up.
Fanged Up. Fanged Up. Fanged Up.
Fanged Up. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Muy bien.
Good deal.
Wow, es que estoy impresionada con Wade. La verdad es que es un estuche de monerías, está padrísimo, porque aparte también es actor, y no solo es actor, o sea, hizo una película de terror donde él se dedicaba, era un ruso, ¿no? Y lo que hacía el ruso era atrapar a los vampiros, meterlos en una prisión. Bueno, la cosa es que necesitaba matar vampiros. ¡Qué gran película! O sea, qué gran actor. Yo lo quiero ver ya en todas sus películas porque solamente vi las otras 2 donde sale que son de acción. Entonces ya lo sabemos. And what do you like the most? Do you miss that type of life that you had before? Like actor?
The in-ring life, you mean? Or the acting life?
Acting.
Okay, so my acting career was going pretty well, and then the pandemic hit and everything got shut down. So since then, I've just been very busy with WWE. I've got a couple of films in the UK that people are wanting to make. It's a case of getting the budget together and getting time off to be able to do them. So I'm definitely going to do more in the future. It's something I really enjoy doing, and it's a important part of my life and career now, I think. But yeah, I certainly miss doing it. And, in the not too distant future, I'd say in probably another 12 months or so, I think I've got another one that I will be shooting.
Muy bien. Pues yo le pregunté que si extrañaba esa vida y me dijo, sí, pero, o sea, es que con esta cuestión de la pandemia, como que las cosas cambiaron, pero seguramente en menos de 12 meses yo ya voy a estar haciendo otra película y estaría padrísimo también nosotros encontrarlo en estas películas. So, now, let's get right back to WWE. You're now the commentary table doing a great job. I said before, and I want to say this again. Tell me, comparing NXT, where you were the champ, and NXT Black and Gold, and NXT 2.0, what are the differences you see between them?
Okay, so the NXT that I was on, which would have been about 12 years ago now, that was the first ever version of NXT. It was more like a game show. It was a bit like X Factor or The Voice or something like that, where all of us young wrestlers were trying to compete to win the competition to become the next wrestling star. Black and Gold became a little bit different when they invented that. It became a brand on its own, and it became a show that was very much about the best in-ring competitors on the planet. It was purely focused on the in-ring aspect of what we do, whereas NXT 2.0 continued that in-ring aspect, made sure the wrestling that you were seeing on your screen was still really good, but also brought out a lot larger characters. So one of the things that when I was younger, the thing that really attracted me to WWE and the world of pro wrestling were these crazy characters with outfits and personas and the way they would talk. I like that as much as I like the in-ring wrestling. So I think what 2.0 has done since we morphed to that has brought out a lot of these crazy characters like a Tiffany Stratton and a Tony D'Angelo and a Bron Breakker, these really big personalities and cool characters, different aspects of what makes WWE so exciting for me. And I think NXT 2.0 is a fantastic show, and I hope everyone's tuning in and watching it.
Muy bien. Bueno, pues le pregunté, a ver, o sea, él estuvo en los principios de NXT y me dijo, bueno, ¿y cómo lo veía NXT Black y, bueno, dorado y negro, y cómo veía 2.0? Y me dijo, bueno, yo estuve desde el principitito, donde básicamente lo que se trataba es que era como un programa de concursos, o sea, como La Voz, como todo eso es como Fear Factor, lo que nosotros tenemos acá también. Y pues sí, se trataba nada más de demostrar esto. La cuestión fue evolucionando hasta que llegó al punto donde vemos ahora, ¿no? Donde tenemos estos personajes que sí tienen o sea, bueno, más bien en la dorada y negra, pues ahí ya fueron personajes mucho más consolidados, mucho más entrenados, y hasta ahora lo que tenemos, ¿no? Entonces, pues ha visto la evolución que ha surgido con la marca. Actually, I have to mention it. So, you were the first NXT winner. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I want to know, how was the experience?
It was a great experience.
To be the first one.
So it was a little different back then in WWE. I went through the developmental system, which at the time was called FCW. And we didn't have the global spotlight on us like the youngsters in NXT have today. The whole world is watching NXT. The whole world is seeing these young guys and girls working out and, trying to improve their abilities and climb the ladder. We didn't have that when I was younger. So I went from being a complete unknown in FCW to suddenly being put on global television overnight. So there was a lot of pressure on me. And we were also told at the time there was 8 of us on the show. One person is winning, and that one person gets a contract to be on Raw. The other 7 people, they might be fired. They may be gone, and their career might be over. So it was a big stress at the time. I wanted to make sure I was going to win it. I was ready to fight anybody who tried to get in my way. I was going to crush all the competition, at least in my mind, because I knew that if I didn't win this competition, there was a good chance that my career would be over and I would be flying home to England to go and get a job in a different industry. So, yeah, I was very excited to be on the show, first of all, and then to win it. It was a big relief for me because I realized, okay, I can now have a career in WWE. I can be a real superstar and chase my childhood dream.
Wow. Ok. Muy buena historia. A ver, pues yo le dije que cómo se sentía porque fue el primer ganador de NXT. Me dijo, a ver, espérate, no era lo que es ahora. NXT antes no pasaba en televisión y todo el mundo los veía como ahora es. Antes hasta, imagínense esto, eran 7 y de los 7 uno ganaba. Ese uno tenía la oportunidad de irse al show. Los otros demás, chao, bye, ya no hay oportunidad para ustedes. Entonces, por eso él, o sea, estaba muy nervioso, no sabía si iba a ganar o no, y que no ganara implicaba que él se fuera de regreso a casa. Entonces, esto le cambió la vida. No lo sabían, yo tampoco, pero ya lo sabemos. Muy bien. So, let's see. We are getting really into NXT and the gossip is great, but I would love to know before, how do you get into WWE? Because, I mean, I know, but can you share the story, please?
Sure. So I grew up watching WWE. I was the biggest fan in the world. I mentioned earlier, the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith, Bret the Hitman Hart, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels. And then later on, The Rock came along, Triple H came along, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So all those guys inspired me, and I watched them when I was growing up. Now, I played a lot of sports as a kid, especially soccer. Soccer was really my game. But also athletics like track and field and those kind of things. So I was always very sporting. And then one day I was in university studying marine biology, and I read a book by Mick Foley. And he explained his beginnings of his career, who was Mankind in WWE. He explained the beginnings of his career, how he started wrestling, how he found a wrestling school. And I read this book. I put it down and I immediately thought, that is what I'm going to do with my life. And I immediately, the next day, signed up at the local gym, started pumping iron, started weightlifting, getting myself in shape. And eventually, after I felt that I'd put some muscle on and I looked a bit more like a wrestler, I found a wrestling school in the UK who taught me how to wrestle. Several years after that, after wrestling on the UK scene in pubs and bars and very small venues, I got a call from WWE asking me to come and try out for them and show them my skills, show them what I could do. And I was called along with Sheamus, who's another one who got called, and Drew McIntyre is another one who's going to be in the main event at Clash at the Castle against Roman Reigns. So the three of us all got the call. They looked at us and they were like, we like all three of you. Here's a contract. Come over and train with us myself and Drew went to Louisville, Kentucky. Sheamus went to Tampa, Florida, and the rest. There we go. We had to continue progressing and eventually get that call where we got our opportunity. It's been a long journey, but it's been a lot of fun, a lot of stress, a lot of nerves, a lot of times you're worried that it might not work out, but somehow it did work out for the three of us, and we've all been very fortunate.
Wow, but you're like very focused guy, compromise. It's unbelievable. I mean, wow. You just read a book, and you decided to change your life. You were really compromised to that goal, and you're here.
Sure. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I honestly, I read this book. I had no plan to ever be a wrestler. I read this book. It's a big book. I read it in 2 days. And I put it down and I immediately had the vision of exactly what I was going to do. I told people laughed at me and said it was crazy, it was ridiculous. I was very skinny at the time. But I knew in my head, I'm going to do this. And it didn't seem crazy to me. And apparently I was right and they were all wrong. So sometimes if you get that vision and you get that focus, I think it all fell into place exactly what I needed to do. The second I finished that book, I'm going to do this. And it worked out.
Wow. Really, I love this kind of stories, because it's not like sometimes the people just say like, no, I cannot do that. No. But everything is here. I think if you have a compromise and you have a goal, I can see it now with you and a lot of superstars as well, that everybody says like, no, you cannot do this. And they have a really compromise and they just do it. Hard work and I think it's everything here.
Sure, absolutely. It's focus. If you set yourself a goal, look, the truth is, they're always going to need new superstars. WWE always has people retire, people get too old, people get injured. They always need a new crop of superstars coming in. So if you're someone sat at home thinking, yeah, it won't be me, surely I could never do that. They're going to need somebody. Why can't it be you? You know, if you're talented enough and you're dedicated enough and you have the right attitude, there's no reason why it can't be anyone watching this if they dedicate themselves enough.
Muy bien. ¡Wow! Estoy de que boom. O sea, me está contando, creo que con todo respeto a todas las superestrellas que han estado, pero esta ha sido una entrevista de demasiado corazón. Bueno, ahorita me estaba contando acerca de cómo entró en WWE y él me dijo, escuchen esto porque es increíble. Me dijo, yo estaba estudiando mi carrera de biólogo marino y de repente me leí el libro de Mick Foley. Y el libro de Mick, era muy grande y yo dije, lo voy a leer rápido. Y lo leyó rápido y él dijo, ya está, eso es lo que yo quiero hacer. Yo quiero ser una superestrella de WWE. Y entonces se enfocó un montón, él dijo que era súper flaquito y que todo el mundo se burlaba de él y le decía, güey, no lo vas a lograr, o sea, no vas a llegar a ser una superestrella de WWE. Y él dijo, claro que sí lo voy a lograr. Se enfocó, trabajó súper duro, no tenía en la cabeza nada más que eso y de repente él dijo, yo quiero estar en WWE, voy a conseguir una entrevista, le dieron una entrevista. En ese momento estaba Roman Reigns, you said, Drew McIntyre.
Sheamus y Drew McIntyre.
Sheamus y Drew McIntyre. Ellos dos estaban ahí también junto con él y dijo él, bueno, pues vamos a ver qué pasa. Pum, 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 vieron de lo que eran capaces y dijeron, los tres están contratados. ¡Pum! De eso se trata, gente. De hacer las cosas bien, enfocarte y tirar para adelante. Nunca para atrás, siempre para adelante, ¿ok? Ya lo sabemos porque este es otro caso maravilloso. So, there was an announcement that that NXT brand will grow internationally with the creation of all new NXT Europe for 2023. What do you think of this?
You know what? I found out this morning, the same as everyone else. I was working out and I suddenly got a memo sent through to my email account from WWE. Hey, press release just going out, just so you guys know. I don't know any more details than you guys. It was a surprise to me. I believe NXT UK is morphing into NXT Europe. What exactly that entails, I don't know. How it's going to play out, I don't know. But I do know this, every time WWE makes a big change like they're doing here with NXT UK, they always make things better. It's never to make things worse. It's always to make things bigger and better. So I really don't know the nuts and bolts about what NXT Europe is going to involve, how it's going to be different to NXT UK. But it's exciting. I think there's going to be more opportunities to superstars all over Europe, including, not just the UK, including Spain, Portugal, Italy, France, Germany, Austria. There's so many countries over in Europe. And, of course, all of Eastern Europe, too. We've got Bulgarians and Romanians. And, there's plenty of countries out there where they all love WWE. WWE is a show that goes around the world, and it doesn't matter what language you speak. You can just sit and watch a wrestling match and you understand what's going on. This is the good guy. This is the bad guy. He's cheating. I want this guy to win. And it's a beautiful show that the world can unite on. And I think the fact that there's going to be superstars from all across the many countries of Europe now getting an opportunity to make their way to WWE, not just the Brits, who traditionally we've always had a spot in WWE. There's going to be a lot of countries out there now that are getting their opportunity, and I think that's great.
Muy bien. Bueno, pues al parecer, lo acaban de decir, que NXT se va a empezar a expandir como espuma del agua y se va para NXT Europa en el 2023. Yo le dije, ¿qué piensas? Y me dijo, mira, yo la verdad no sabía, pero a mí me parece que todo lo que hace WWE en cuestión de que se enfoca en algo y se va a expandir, a mí me parece una gran idea, porque así es. WWE se compromete y crece a lo grande, así que va a ser nuevo talento. O sea, prepárense porque vamos a tener nuevo talento y nuevas oportunidades para Francia, Italia, Portugal, España. Pónganse pilas porque yo los quiero ver ahí, a todos ustedes. So this is the last question.
Okay.
So you did a really great and amazing job as a superstar. Will we see you again in the ring?
That is the question I get more than any other. I get asked that a lot. So I technically, if you're going to call it that, I retired at 35. That was the last time I was in a WWE ring. Haven't been back in the ring since, which I would say is very, very young for somebody to retire in this industry.
Yeah.
We've got guys going in their mid to late 40s. I've seen guys compete in their late 50s, early 60s. Okay, so there are definitely examples of people who've gone on a lot longer. I will say this: in my career, including everything I've ever done in the WWE, my happiest I've ever been has been sat commentating at NXT. I've never enjoyed anything more than I enjoy what I'm doing right now. So I'm not somebody sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to get back in the ring. I miss it. I miss parts of it, and there's parts that I don't miss, and it's hard, and you get beaten up. But I will say this: I'm healthy, I'm fit. If the right opportunity came along to get back in the ring to compete against, I don't know, maybe Drew McIntyre, then maybe I can be convinced to get back in the ring once again. We will see. So, to be decided.
Perfecto. Pues le pregunté la última cosa que qué onda, te vamos a ver de nuevo el ring porque eres grandioso, genial. Y me dijo, pues mira, de las cosas que más me gustó hacer es ser comentarista de NXT y no habría, o sea, me encanta. Sin embargo, si aparece una onda de un tirito con Drew McIntyre, yo jalo, así que ya lo saben, esperemos verlo muy pronto. So, wait, thank you so much for your time. I know it was a long interview, even for us.
No, it was fun. That was a lot of fun. I'll come back anytime you want me on. I would love to come back. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. El Brunch to WWE.
This is tu casa.
On here, my first time on Instagram interview too. So this has been a lot of fun. It's a pleasure meeting you, and hopefully at some point we can go out, have a little party over in Cardiff, and I'll show you the sights of Wales.
This is the longest interview in 2 years and a half.
I talk a lot. That's the problem. A lot of guys, they have short. I have very long answers. That's my job, though. I talk for a living these days. So I apologize.
And I apologize as well because you said something and I was like, oh, and what about this? So it's a thing. Thank you so much. I enjoy a lot.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
amazing.
Thank you for everyone
Amazing. Thank you
for the show anyway.
Thank you so
very much. You take care. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.